There is a lot to talk about. For the first time in 2.5 decades, the New York Knicks have made it to the conference finals. Aaron Gordon is listed as doubtful going into Game 7, and reality is starting to settle in for a lot of NBA fans, so stay tuned. Boston Knicks Game 6. If you ask me, the game was over by halftime. Currently, Towns was great tonight. He gets a lot of shit for not being aggressive enough and settling for a lot of threes, but today, he was not a problem. He came out hot and led his team heading into halftime with 16 points, and he also finished the game with 21 points and 12 rebounds. As for Boston, the three ball would not fall for them tonight. They have decided the last couple of years to be one of those teams that just live and die by the three, thanks to Joe Mazzulla being such a psychopath. And today, well, they died. I think Jaylen Brown had 20 by halftime. He was playing well, but he got himself into foul trouble. He actually fouled out as early as the third quarter. And when this guy fouled out, let me tell you, all hell broke loose in Madison Square Garden. And by that fourth quarter, the Knicks were up by more than 30 points. We had Timothy Chalamet, Tracy Morgan, Russell Wilson of the New York Giants. These guys are just key on the sideline, just causing mayhem. And my point is, everybody understood that the game was over. The Celtics season was coming to an end, and the New York Knicks would go to the Eastern Conference Finals. Except for Tom Thibodeau. See, Tom Thibodeau played his 5 starters almost the entire fourth quarter. Look, I know this is his thing. Historically, he's been so big on his players playing heavy minutes, but this is getting ridiculous. You just gotta have a better understanding of what's going on. The last thing you want is you have the Eastern Conference Finals on lock. Mind you, for the Knicks, it's been 2.5 decades since this happened. Now imagine Jalen Brunson tweaks his ankle. Imagine OG Anunoby just pulls a hamstring for no reason. You're up by 30 plus points. I have a hard time understanding why a head coach who has been doing this at the NBA level for his 9th season now would run such a risk. What's the point? This is the stubbornness I have just never quite seen in the NBA before. You're days away from your franchise being in its first conference finals in 25 years. You're an idiot. Get out of your own way, man. Anyways, luckily no one did get hurt, so it all turned out well. We will now be seeing a Knicks-Pacers Eastern Conference Finals. Let's talk about it. I just want to take a second to look at the matchups and identify what I think each team's biggest strength and weakness is. The New York Knicks' biggest weakness is, in my opinion, the same thing that makes them so damn lovable. They start slow and they heat up like a cast iron skillet. Karl Anthony Towns has been great. Don't get me wrong, but there have been games where Cat just hasn't been aggressive enough, and he's their secret weapon. When he has it on, they're damn near unbeatable. So the key for New York is going to be getting him some easy ones early on and keeping him as involved as possible offensively. As for New York, their greatest strength is very clearly their ability to close out games as well as make winning plays in the second half. This is largely thanks to New York having this year's Clutchest Player Award winner Jalen Brunson, but it also comes from everybody. It might be Josh Hart just being tougher than everyone and grabbing a super difficult offensive rebound, or OG Anunoby diving for a loose ball, or Mikal Bridges getting the game-winning steal like he did against Boston and Jason Tatum, or my favorite, Jalen Brunson saying, "Give me the ball, get out of the way," and hitting a game winner in isolation like we've seen him do so many times before. But the Pacers are sort of the opposite of the Knicks. It's rarely one guy playing hero ball. They win by committee. It's little contributions from everybody here, and there that make them so deadly offensively. And unlike the Knicks, they often start off hot. We saw this against the Milwaukee Bucks and against the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're a fast-paced team, and when they get going, they can shoot with the best of them. Offensively, the Pacers don't seem to have any real concerning weaknesses. Their Achilles heel actually tends to come from the defensive side of the court. Of the remaining playoff teams, they rank second to last, only behind the Denver Nuggets as far as defensive ranking. Turner is super valuable because he's great at shot blocking and he can shuffle his feet well. And on top of that, on the offensive side of things, he can also space the floor, he can shoot, so he's multifaceted. But some other guys on the Indiana Pacers, Tyrese Haliburton, Andrew Nembhard, they can't clamp up at all. They're not great. I don't think them being defensive liabilities stems from a lack of effort. It's more so just a lack of size, if we're being honest. Tyrese is like pretty skinny, and Nembhard is like a 6'4" guard. He's just a small guy. And you know, in this new NBA, guards are tall now. I get it. Some Pacer fans think, you know, when the offense is running as well as it's been running, the best defense is just a better offense. I just don't know the last time I've seen a team succeed that way. You know, it's so often that you hear championship contenders, they always require two things, a top 10 offense and a top 10 defense. And the Pacers, they are a great offense, but I think defensively, even the regular season, I don't think they were a top 10 defense. They might have cracked the top 15 or top 12, but they were never, I don't think they were a top 10 defense. Personally, I think they've been overperforming. They've been overperforming. You know, they had the luck of injuries. You know, Lillard was injured. Cleveland was so injury riddled. Darius Garland can barely stand with his freaking messed up toe. He's limping around like this with his toe crunched up like this. He's suffering on the court, man. Donovan Mitchell's had to score 50, and the offense still looks terrible. So you guys have been lucky. You guys have been lucky, Pacers. Last year, the Pacers did eliminate the Knicks in 7 games, and I'll give you credit. The Pacers have gotten a lot better. Tyrese has improved a lot. Nembhard, Benning, McLaren have seen exponential growth. Miles Turner is still Miles Turner. He's hooping. But this Knicks team, this is not the same Knicks team as last year. They made some big moves in the offseason, and this is what they made it for. This is the time. They didn't make it for the regular season. Their goal was not to just be a great regular season team. In the regular season, they were good, but they weren't great. But now that it's playoff time, the game is slowing down. It requires more grittiness, mentally tough players. And that's what New York has. It's not the same New York team. I have a special feeling about this Knicks team, man. I think they could really even go on to win it all. If Tyrese Halliburton and the Pacers is what's getting between the Knicks and a finals appearance, I'll tell you this. I'm not too worried. I'm not too worried if I'm the Knicks. If I'm a Knicks fan, I am not too worried about it. I don't personally believe Andrew Nembhard, Pascal Siakam, Miles Turner, Tyrese Halliburton. I almost said Halliburton. Tyrese Halliburton. I admit it. I won't call him overrated, but I just don't think he's gonna be the one to take down this Knicks team. They're freaking amazing. So with that being said, I'm gonna say the Knicks win this in 5 or 6 games. Light work. Make sure to subscribe and hit that like button below, because if you don't, I'm gonna personally make sure that Nico Harrison is your next GM. And trust me, nobody wants that. As for the Nuggets in OKC Game 7, Aaron Gordon, this sucks. This really sucks, man. Aaron Gordon is listed as doubtful due to a hamstring injury. We saw it happen late into the 4th quarter. I think it was like a minute 20 left, but the stars are still on the floor, and rightfully so. Like, the game was through, but like you still gotta play it safe. And unfortunately, Aaron Gordon pulled something. And really, the reason this sucks so much is hamstring injuries isn't like a bruised rib or like a broken finger. It's not something you can really play through, because every second you're exercising with it, you're making it substantially worse. You're just extending your recovery time much more than it needs to be. You won't even be effective. You won't even look great out there. The reason Aaron Gordon is so good is due to his athleticism. So with that gone, he's gonna look like a shell of himself out there, just an empty threat. It's an empty threat. And OKC's gonna see past that because they know better. You saw the way he was limping on the court. Every few seconds he's grabbing his hamstring. Something's clearly wrong. He's not healthy. And if that's the case, I don't believe in the Denver Nuggets. I don't believe the Nuggets can win a Game 7 against Oklahoma and SGA without Aaron Gordon. And the reason I say that is I strongly believe, I said this before, I made a video about this titled, I think Aaron Gordon is more valuable than Jamal Murray. And I think he's more valuable right now, man. Especially after the ACL injuries and Jamal Murray just general inconsistencies. Aaron Gordon is the guy that's always there. If no one else shows up for me, I know Aaron Gordon is going to give me 17 good points. He's going to play a strong 35 minutes, and he's going to have really high energy moments. He's going to punch it in, dunk on somebody, and really get the crowd into it. And without him there, now it's like, what do you do? Christian Brown's going to have to do more, which I think he can. But what's that going to look like? Is he going to shot create, or he's going to go back to the dunker spot? What's Westbrook going to do? I think Westbrook and MPJ, they're going to have to be the unsung heroes. Westbrook and MPJ have to be huge in this Game 7. Both of them. It can't just be one of them, both of them. Those guys have to have a great game, because that's going to relieve some stress off of Jokic and Jamal Murray and allow them to stay so effective. And the problem is, though I think they could do it, I just think there's not a high likelihood that both of them do it in the same game. I understand the stakes. I know they understand the stakes, but Russell Wilson's a coin toss, bro. He's a coin toss. It's one day he's the best player I've ever seen in my life. Next day is really bad. You take that into account, and MPJ is playing out there. He's like a freaking injured soldier, man. Like, he's taped up. His whole left shoulder can't even go above his eye level, apparently. What's he supposed to do? He's been so inconsistent due to it. Last game he was good, but the game before that he was awful. So what are the chances that both of them are going to understand the moment and lock in and have a great game in Game 7? SGA and OKC, they dropped the ball in Game 6. They're hungry now. They understand the moment. They know it's time to lock in. They think this is just, they're about to take his lunch money. If I'm a Denver Nuggets fan, I'm really, really nervous. I'm so concerned about this. SGA wants Ant-Man. Ant-Man wants SGA. This is what the NBA wants. We've already seen Nikola Jokic in the Timberwolves play last like 3 years back to back, and I know what it looks like. It's obviously fun, but what everyone really wants to see is SGA and Ant-Man duke it out in the Western Conference Finals. And I want to talk about that. I want to talk about what a potential Oklahoma City versus Minnesota Timberwolves game looks like. Because I think it would be cinema. For the old heads out there, I think this would have been would have been like a young Dwayne Wade and Kobe Bryant came up at the same time and then met at the conference finals. You know how dope that would have been? This could age into being something like that. Because SGA and Ant-Man, man, they both could be the face of the league very easily. Both of them. They're so good. They're talented. They're elite. They do the right things. Oh, Ant-Man off the court might not always do the right things. But SGA, he's always doing the right things, saying the right things. And Ant-Man just so beloved. Everybody loves his charisma, his personality, what he means to basketball. Ant-Man means a lot to basketball right now. Because if you think about it, like there's all these superstars that are so great at basketball, but the internet hates them. Not always for good reason. I don't think the Jason Tatum hate is fair, or just because he wants to be like Kobe Bryant. I think that's a good thing. Why is that a bad thing? Since when is idolizing the top 2 shooting guard of all time a bad thing? Why is that a bad thing? I wish more players were like that. I think if Jimmy Butler was like that, maybe the Warriors would have won. Huh? You would have won one. If you just won one single game, the Warriors extend that series, Steph Curry comes back, and who knows what happens? Who knows what happens? But, I don't want to talk about playoff Jimmy being terrible at, having competitive spirit anymore. I'm tired of it. We talked about it last video. He doesn't have a competitive spirit. He didn't really want to win. He took 11 shots in that last game. Am I venting right now because I'm a Heat fan and he left us? Yes, I am. I'm a Heat fan. You guys know this. Jimmy. We'll get back to OKC, man. I'm taking OKC in Game 7. I'd love to see what happens. Also, side note, if the Thunder did make it to the conference finals, that would be their first conference finals appearance since the Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant-led Thunder. That's cool. Anyways, that's what I think about everything going on in the NBA right now. But you let me know who you think would win in an OKC versus Minnesota Western Conference Finals. Let me know down in the comments. Now, what are you waiting for? Get going. I want to get don't skip this. Don't skip. And I like to hear your thoughts on this new format. I'm trying something new with the channel. Kind of in my SDC, Zach Lee, Kenny Beecham bag, if you know what I'm talking about. Real ones out there now. Also, feel free to check out my newsletter, Roby Report. If you enjoy the content and also enjoy reading, that's going to be a great place for you to also keep in touch with the NBA, NFL, UFC, and really every sport I enjoy. If there's any interest at all, I'm thinking I'll probably start posting 1 to 2 articles a week. So yeah, make sure to subscribe to the newsletter over there. I'll be putting the link to Roby Report in the description below. It's also attached to my social media links on my homepage. But with that being said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn those noties on. Matista signing out.